Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So AI has been recently exploding the market. A lot of people on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn are talking about how AI is going to change the world of work, how it's going to change the way we approach work, we approach productivity, and we approach life in general. I've been experimenting with a bunch of these tools as they come out, and in this video, I'm going to talk about 6 AI tools that I use to augment my productivity, especially as a medical student. Let's go on to the first tool. So the first AI tool is chatbot engines, which includes ChatGPT, Bard, or Bing, depending on the one you use. And I'd really love to know which chatbot works best for you. If you love Bard, if you love ChatGPT, or if you love Bing, let me know in the comment section. So for me, I prefer Bard. Bard is Google's experimental conversational AI chat service. It's meant to function similarly to ChatGPT, with the biggest difference being that Google service will pull its information from the web, while ChatGPT generates answers from a data set of codes, of text. These data sets used by ChatGPT can include books, can include articles, can include other forms of text. ChatGPT uses this data set to learn about language and generate text that are similar to the text in the data set. So in simple terms, there's like a large cloud of information of this bulk of data sets, and then ChatGPT is like a language learning model that he uses those texts in the cloud to generate similar answers to what you ask, and it was developed by OpenAI, while Bard was developed by Google. Like most AI chatbots, Bard can code, Bard can answer more questions, Bard can give you answers to your daily living questions and even help with your writing. An example of how Bard will be answering our question will go something like this. Okay, so we're going to ask Bard, how can I ask a lady out? Now here are some beautiful tips he has to say. And Bard says, be confident, be direct, be specific, and be respectful. Okay, and he says confidence is key when you're asking someone out. If you seem nervous or unsure of yourself, it will make the other person feel uncomfortable. So take a deep breath, stand up straight, and smile. So he goes ahead to give you some examples. He says, here are some examples of what you could say to a lady. Say to ask a lady out. I really enjoyed talking to you the other day. Would you like to go out for coffee sometime? I'm going to see a movie this week that I think you'd like. Would you like to come with me? It gives you examples of what you could say to a lady to ask the lady out. So it says no matter what you say, make sure it's something that you're genuinely interested in doing. If not, the other person will be able to tell. So this is Bard giving you very reasonable examples of things you can say to ask a lady out, and that is totally awesome. As a medical student, I use Bard for research. Aside from every other thing, I use Bard for research. I use Bard to answer my exam questions, and I use Bard to solve questions, and even most times get some diagnosis. And this is a typical example of a question I asked Bard to get a diagnosis for me, to narrow down diagnosis, not particularly get it correct, but narrow down diagnosis for me. It's an example. I said, a lady presented to the clinic with a history of cough for 3 weeks, breathlessness, and weight loss. What could be her possible diagnosis? Now Bard answers me and says, the possible diagnosis for a lady presented to the clinic with a history of cough for 3 weeks, breathlessness, and weight loss can be a wide range of respiratory conditions. He didn't give me an exact diagnosis, but he gave me a range of diagnoses that could bring answers to my mind. So he's saying bronchitis, pneumonia, asthma, COPD, and then other causes of cough, breathlessness, and weight loss could include heart disease, anemia, thyroid problems, infection. So giving you this set of answers is going to really redirect your way of diagnosis. It's going to give you a wide range of causes, which is left for you as a medical student to pick which is which. So I think that's a brilliant idea by Bard. Thank you, Bard. Now let's move on to AI tool number 2, which is Otter AI. Otter AI is like an AI for transcription. It's an AI for voice to text transcription. So for transcription, we'll paint a scenario like you're in a lecture room and there is a lecture ongoing. So you're using this AI to record what the lecturer is actually saying. Now Otter AI can function in 2 ways. You could either transcribe those words in real life. You're listening to lectures and you're transcribing those words lecturers are saying instantly, or you could take a recording of the lecture, and then after the lecture you could Otter AI could help you transcribe that particular voice note into text. You do not have to start writing your notes, and gives you more time to listen perfectly to the lecturer. So after the lecture, you're able to transcribe those voice records into a note. I mean, this is great for productivity. It gives you more time and frees up your time to listen, and after the class you still have your information in notes. So on to the next tool number 3, which is Grammarly. Moving on with our transcribed text, which was given by Otter AI in the last AI tool, Grammarly is an amazing tool for essays. Grammarly could either be used as an extension or it could be downloaded as an app on your phone. It will help you not just in correcting your spelling, it's going to help you in your grammar as well. From the transcribed text, Grammarly could help you, correct some things that are seemingly incorrect on that text, and it's going to help you with the spelling, it's going to help you with the grammar changing, and it even helps with tone. It's going to say, okay, this is an active tone, this is a passive tone. It's going to make your notes way better than it was. Next up is another AI tool, Quillbot. Quillbot is one of my favorite AI tools. Like, I use Quillbot every day of the week. Quillbot is a perfect AI tool for paraphrasing. Paraphrasing is simply the act of expressing a text or a passage using different words. So another use case of paraphrasing is most times when you go on Google and you try to get answers to a particular question, Quillbot is going to help you with paraphrasing. It's going to change the language used. It's still going to mean the same thing, but then you're changing the language, and basically it can avoid plagiarism. It's a way of putting someone else's word into your own word. So in case you want to avoid plagiarism, Quillbot is a perfect choice. Aside from the fact that it's free, which is lovely, Quillbot will allow you to paraphrase sentences to the tone that is suitable for you. It has both the standard tone and the less formal tone on the AI tool, and it can help with summarizing a long length of essay. So it can help as a paraphraser, it can help as a summarizer, it can help as even a grammar corrector. Now the next 3 tools I'm going to give you is going to be more niched as a medical student. It will help to make your learning easy and more efficient. Now the AI tool number 4 on my list is Teach AI. If you've ever wondered in your mind if things can be simpler, if the meaning of things can be broken down to you in the lamest term, and even if things can actually be explained with a story, Teach AI is an AI that's going to help you do that. As demonstrated here, we're going to experiment with the Teach AI. We're going to ask Teach AI to explain pulses, paradoxes. Now, there are some medical terms that most times there are just some medical terms that are just the explanation according to Google or according to dictionaries or even our medical books. They don't really give us perfect understanding. Teach AI is going to help you break down these languages into very simple terms and even give you a story to go along with. So we're going to test Teach AI, and we're going to ask Teach AI to explain pulses, paradoxes for us, and it's doing this in simple terms, and it's even going to add a story to tell it. So this is it. It's saying pulses, paradoxes is a word that describes a condition where your heart beats in a funny way, and it even goes ahead to give you an example of pulses, paradoxes in real time. How cool is this? So it's saying, let's imagine you have a balloon that you're blowing up. When you blow up the balloon, you're putting air into it. It gives you a story basically on what pulses, paradoxes is about, and just brings it all home. And that's an amazing tool to use when you want to really get the understanding of a story. So you could go ahead and ask Teach AI about whatever questions you have and ask it, and it can also tell you stories to bring that particular thing home to your understanding. So, and talk about understanding takes us to our 5th AI tool, which is the Anatomy app. The Anatomy app is an app for simulation and in the access of cadaver or 3D models. This AI tool is going to help you learn about a lot of muscle attachment. It's going to help you learn anatomy basically, and it's going to teach you about structures, about muscles, about the whole anatomy of the human body. This is a 3D application that allows you to study anatomy and get you very involved, as it involves a lot of haptics, like rotating, like zooming in, like rotating the image and understanding every bit of anatomy without doing too much hassle of cramming. So this is the app. It could be downloaded from Google or from Apple Store, and the anatomy app can be used as a study guide to make your anatomy lessons more practical and fun. So the last tool on my list is Queer AI, and this is my favorite find, the Queer AI. The Queer AI tool is a tool that I used very well in my final year of medical school. One course that was like a thorn on my flesh, and it's radiology. And I just needed an AI tool to help with interpretation of these scans, and I discovered Queer AI. This tool, as shown, allows you to take a radiographic image or submit the image, and it will give you a quick report of the X-ray. We're going to demonstrate this Queer AI for scans. So I have a picture of a scan, and I'm going to upload it to the Queer AI, and it's going to give me a report about this particular scan. So this is me uploading the scan, and this is the interpretation by Queer AI. It's saying there's opacity observed in the right lung, there's pleural effusion observed on the right, there's no significant findings observed in the heart, the trachea is centrally located, the bony thorax appears unremarkable. So this was like a perfect find for me for radiology. So if you're having issues in radiology, if you're having issues in anatomy, these AI tools are going to do you very, very awesomely. They're going to help you make your anatomy knowledge better, make your radiology knowledge better. These AI tools are basically going to help your productivity, your efficiency as a medical student. We went from the chatbot engines, from BARD to Otter AI to Quillbot to Teach AI to the anatomy app and the Queer AI. Always, if you made it this far with me, I really appreciate you for spending your time with me and also getting better at your own productivity. And I hope this video helps to improve and better your productivity as a medical student. Always remember, don't put yourself in a box. Constantly amaze yourself. Bye.